guys, it's Kelly. I am back with a process video. This is for Cocoa Daisy, and I just had on screen there the first layout that I made with this few pictures that I had printed, and I am going to make a companion page for that. These photos are of my daughter with her confirmation at church. And so I wanted to, have one of just a picture of me and my husband with her. And then this one is with her in front of the church. And I'll probably actually do a few more pages with a little bit more detailed journaling. I just wanted to get a couple of these photos that I loved documented. So the cut file is from the Cut Shop. And as you know, I adore Ashley's files, and I decided that this one would be perfect for this page for several reasons. First of all, it's got several openings that will allow me to put different pattern papers behind it, and I love pattern papers. If you have followed me on my channel for a while, you know how much I love that, and I just have fun when I can layer different pattern papers behind the cut file and just allow them all to, be showcased. It's kind of like a quilt for me. And it just, I knew that this kit had some beautiful papers, and I really wanted to be able to see them. So I'm just going to trim different papers, and what I am doing with that is I am pulling off the cut pieces that are still on my silhouette mat. So I cut this out and I took off the outline of the heart off my mat, and I left the inside pieces, or the ones that just stayed on the mat. And what I'm doing is off screen is to my left, I am just peeling off the different pieces and outlining around it on the pattern paper. This just makes it a little bit easier. You don't have to do this step. You can put it up against the cut file and trace it, or just, freehand trim it. The outline of the boxes inside the heart is not very thick, and I just felt like this would make it a little bit easier for me to gauge how big I needed to cut the pieces, and it really worked well. And don't worry, I don't make you watch me do all of this. I just wanted to show you that little section, and the fact that I also pulled in a day in the life card. That blue and white marbled looking piece is one of the cards that came in the kit, and I just thought that it was really pretty, and it helped pull in that blue, the mint blue that is in that yellow floral paper, and it also really pulled in the hostas that are in the photo. So at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and finish backing the heart. I am going to leave one of the spaces underneath the photo blank, because there's no need for me to waste paper if you're not going to see it. So I knew that I wanted a few layers underneath my photo, but I did not want to use any more pattern paper. I love that you can already see all of the patterns that I really wanted to showcase, and I don't want to take anything away. Sometimes I feel like I can go overboard, and I try to keep it simple, but with lots of little touches. I don't know if that makes sense. I am the type that I like to go back at my layout and look at little things that I don't necessarily see the first time, or I may forget that I do. And, when I go back, I see these little details that I feel like make the layout special to me. So I am going to pop this up on some foam adhesive, or craft foam, and what I like about that is that it gives just a little bit of dimension between the photo and the glassine bag and the doily, and it creates a little bit of shadow, and it just adds a little something that to me makes it all worth it. So I am going to find the middle of the page, and I'm not trying to center it necessarily from top to bottom. I'm trying to center it from right to left, because I do know that I want to stitch around this heart, and I wanted to make sure that my stitching, once I stitched around the heart, that it would still be somewhat even. I am not necessarily the straightest stitcher, but I felt like I would at least set myself up for more success if I did that. So at this point, I'm just going through the sticker sheet trying to figure out what I want to put on my page. I don't want to overwhelm the page with a lot of stickers. I'm just trying to build up a small cluster on that right-hand side of the photo to balance off the butterfly that's on that left-hand side. So at this point, I know that that pink flower is going to stay and the butterfly is going to stay. So I want to go ahead and get things stuck down, because sometimes for me, if I don't go ahead and adhere things, I can move things around for hours. And, you know, it's just, and while I don't mind that at times, you know, there's other times that you just have to force yourself. Okay, it's fine. You know, there's always something else you can do to the page, but you just need to know when to stop questioning the decision and just move on. So I did take a gold label from the sticker sheet and I put it underneath the flower. And I believe that I do this off camera, I'm not sure, but I take some gold thread and I put a little messy tangle of the gold thread underneath that rose as well. And it just helps to bring in some of the gold that I am going to stitch around the heart with. So what you just saw me do is I was measuring the distance of the heart because I was trying to think how I'm going to stitch around the heart. And what I end up doing is taking the ruler and spacing out, I don't know, I just picked one of the random marks that I thought looked good. And I just lightly did some pencil marks around the heart so that when I took the layout to my machine, I could somewhat follow the pencil marks as a guide. So when I have the close-ups at the end, you'll be able to see the gold stitching, and that was my trick on this layout to getting the stitching to be pretty even. It's not perfect, and I didn't want it to be perfect because I felt like that has some meaning with this layout as well. And the one other thing that I wanted to mention to you was that there is going to be journaling added, but because it, you know, has like my church name and a couple of other little, you know, private details, I left it off. But it is going to be typed on some strips that will go to the left-hand side of the photo. So that's it for me today. Please be sure and check out Cocoa Daisy, especially if you're interested in a kit club. Christine puts together beautiful kits. I have some close-ups at the end, and I just wanted to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Be sure to look at the close-up so you can see that really pretty gold thread, and you can see the details of the yellow sequins. So thanks so much. Y'all take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.